I remember the first time we got on a start line, and it's just adrenaline, blood was pumping, heart rate was racing. Being on a sidecar does add that extra dimension because you've got to work with the person next to you. Having him as my brother in the sidecar is what it's all about.
I'm Sam Houghton.
I'm Andy Houghton.
We're brothers.
And we're a competitive sidecar cross team. I started racing probably when I was about 10. I'd been on a bike since 4 years old. Oh, there you go, that's a mean look, isn't it? I was maybe 13 in that picture. Sam beat me once.
In the last race that we had?
No, yeah. But
you still
only ever beaten me once.
Yeah.
Won my first championship with a local club, about 11 or 12 years old. Rode my bike all the way up through different championships till I was 24 in 2005, and that's when I had my accident. I had an accident while I was out training. I ended up going over the handlebars and landing flat on my back. Shattered my T7 vertebrae. That one moment kind of changed my life. I came out of hospital and I spent a couple of years without doing much. It's only so long that you can fend off that desire and that bug to get back on a bike. We found the sidecar and now I'm out racing this thing, which is fantastic. When I tell people that I race sidecar, they seem to assume that I'm going to be the one in the passenger side, but that's not the case. I'm on the bike. The guys in the sidecar, there's no sitting at all. They're throwing themselves from left to right, and you've got to be fully able-bodied.
My role on the team is effectively to turn the bike in to keep it level. To do that, it's a case of chucking your weight from side to side. If Andrew wants to go one way and I'm not on the same wavelength, we're not going that way.
Most of the time, he knows what I'm going to do. As brothers, you've probably got that relationship a little bit closer than you would otherwise. That feeling you get when you're out on the track, for me, it's what I live for. You get it banked into a corner and you've got the bike drifting sideways. I'm out there and no one knows that I'm in a wheelchair. No one knows. You're just one of the guys. You're a sidecar racer. You're not a disabled guy. And it's an amazing feeling.
It's something that you feel a connection with people automatically. I don't think there's a better feeling.
You can kind of move the night with the music, and the energy of the people can also move me. It just really feels fulfilling. Hi, I'm Angel.
I'm Dren.
We're twin DJs and producers.
What makes a good DJ is being observant. If I play one track and I'm just like, everybody really responded to that, it's knowing in your head in a split second, I've got 10 other tracks that sound just like that.
We do switch off usually every 30 minutes. She can kind of like move off of what I did. When we're not playing, we're watching the audience.
She'll be playing and I'll come over and whisper up and like, play that next.
I know when my twin has it, we'll be okay.
We grew up in the Bronx.
Grew up in the Bronx, New York. And it's a really Jamaican area. A lot of reggae playing out in the streets all the time. In 5th grade, we entered this program that helps inner city youth that are generally underprivileged. We got very lucky, but some kids don't get as lucky. We got through middle school and high school, and we got into Dartmouth, and we both decided to go.
So when we graduated, we came back to the city.
I was playing with equipment on and off. I went home one day and I told her, like, this is what we have to do. After you graduate from college, nobody's thinking you'll then go on to become a DJ. It was one of those moments where you had to be resolute in what you were doing. There's no kick yet. And then the bass hits. I kind of like it.
I think DJ is definitely a predominantly male industry. We've heard some negativity from not even other DJs, but people and audiences.
And I think it's been surprising just because it doesn't feel like DJing should be a gendered thing. I take a burden upon myself to perform better because we are women. We do get a lot of good feedback from girls and women who
Want to learn to DJ.
who want to learn how to DJ.
If someone told me that I would end up being a professional DJ with Angel, I would not have believed it.
When you follow what you like and you follow your dreams,
It can take you anywhere.
In southern Pennsylvania, there is a battlefield. A battlefield so important that it is thought to be the turning point of the American Civil War. This is a story about that place. It's also a story about cats. Thousands and thousands of little cats. This is Rebecca.
Hi, I'm Rebecca.
And this is her twin sister, Ruth.
Hi, I'm Ruth, and we run a museum of dioramas that are made with handmade Civil War cats.
Civil War cats. The combination of a childhood love for clay cats and a strong fascination with the American Civil War.
It started out as a hobby that we just did as kids putzing around in our bedrooms.
That bit of child's play led to a full-fledged museum, which opened in 2013.
The two of us discussed how much do we want to emphasize the cat thing, because we don't want to come off as cutesy cats. The idea is the stories of the men, not so much the fact that they're cats. They just are cats because they're cats.
Incredibly, each of these scenes is to scale.
1/8 of an inch equals 1 foot in cat feet. And so each one of our soldiers represents one soldier who would have been on the field. We'll calculate the numbers that would have been left in the regiment and we'll fill it in with that many cat soldiers. So for example, Little Round Top, we're going to eventually have about 5,000 soldiers on it. Typically one like the Angle, we figure took us about 4.5 years. The Little Round Top diorama, we figure is more of a 5 or 6 year diorama.
Oh, look.
We really just want to make the Civil War more approachable, I guess, for people, so they can relate to the history and have more of a connection with the men and the women involved. Now that the word of this cat museum's out, all the people who love cats come in, and now not only are they seeing our dioramas and falling in love with the 5,500 little furry smiles smiling at them, but they're also learning the stories, and suddenly they have an appreciation of Gettysburg and the history just because they came to see the cats.
When my little brother Lucas was born, my parents were told that he wouldn't walk or talk, and the doctors even said he might not make it to his 10th birthday. But today, a few months away from his 10th birthday, we're doing our 15th triathlon together. My name is Noah Aldrich, and this is my brother Lucas Aldrich. Lucas, you gotta stop talking.
Gotta get the guy, Lucas.
Noah is 11 and Lucas is 9, and Lucas was born with a rare genetic neurologic condition called lissencephaly. He's unable to walk, unable to talk, he's unable to feed himself, but despite all of his challenges, he's the happiest little boy that you'll ever meet.
About 4 years ago, our boys started doing triathlons together. In most cases, that wouldn't be a big deal. A lot of kids do triathlons, but there's something very special about the way our boys do triathlons.
I pull Lucas in a raft for the swim portion. Then I pull him in a bike cart during the bike, and I push him in a running cart during the run. I wanted to do this because Lucas can't do things like we can. He can't really play sports, so this is something we could do together. Currently, we're training for our 15th triathlon, which is this weekend. Before the race, I always feel nervous. I don't think I'll ever get over that. I just don't want to hurt Lucas. I don't care if I win the race, he just has to be okay.
Before the race, Lucas gets serious and he gets his race face on and they're ready to compete. They swim around 200 yards. Then they transition to a bike. They'll go usually about 3 to 5 miles.
And then they'll run about a mile. Noah's strong physically and especially mentally because he's truly only doing these races for his brother.
Sometimes I feel like, it's gotta be over soon, right? But I just hear Lucas. That's how he says, go faster.
Every day is precious with that little boy. I try to soak in the experience because we don't know how long the boys will be able to do triathlons together. Any one of them could be their last. What these boys accomplished gives me an immense sense of pride.
Noah and Lucas are an inspiration. People see these two young boys and it gives them hope and it gives them encouragement to go out and tackle life challenges.